there, sexy souls. How are you all doing? Welcome to Weird and Woo Woo. You may hear something in the background. My heater is, oh Lord, my heater is winding down. I have this cushion that we've had. It's like a gel cushion thingy. Woohoo! That my mother used to use, and it's like all in my. I pulled it out because it's a really great one. It's like helps the back and all kinds of stuff. Just taking my famotidine to help with my histamine levels. That's why you hear that. But it has, y'all know I'm short, okay? I'm just trying to get that out. Let me get that out. I'm short, and I sat down on this cushion, and I did not realize how hot my feet aren't touching the ground. My feet are not touching the ground now. It was already, I couldn't flat foot it with the other, but now that this cushion's on here, my tippy toes, I have to like jerk forward. So just another reminder of just how absolutely short I am. Yay! It feels really good though. It has me sitting properly in this dang thing and distributing my weight, and it's amazing. But I feel like a little toddler. My little legs are just swinging. I'm probably going to be kicking the table even more now. So the desk, whatever this thing is called. Alrighty, so we are doing the weekend ahead, you all. Weekend ahead. Now I do want to kind of like talk about some. I had a really great long conversation with my cousin last night. A lot of you all know her. She pops in on the chats and things like that. Some have met her in group. Anna, we were chit-chatting it up about some of the things that are changing, and we were noticing, and I was reminding people, or reminding her, talking about, I've got some more readings to put out in regards to the location change. And January is the month of people realizing and acknowledging, oh, I'm a part of that group. Like we've talked about this. I went all the way back in November about the mass exodus, how there's a lot of rearranging of where people are living in 2025, either within the United States, but also globally, where people are going to be leaving their home country. There's a lot of shifts that are happening, and there's going to be events that are occurring to kind of redistribute where people are living. I did mention there's going to be a bit of a redistribution that's happening that will impact things politically, as far as like, you know, like people leaving certain states, and this is obviously with the US, because for various reasons, to go to a more hospitable or acclimated or a better location that's aligned with what their destined path is, okay? And so you would see that would impact things on a political level. Kind of like red dots moving to blue state, you know, and then things like that, or blue dots moving to red, or blue states, blah, 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 whatever. And in talking about the location changes that were coming up, there were going to be individuals that there's something about January where you go, oh, okay, it's solidified, and you start just doing what you got to do to get moving. That's the research, that's the figuring things out, there's something and an event. And I did mention that there could be something on a larger scale that can impact that, as well as just things individually. And of course, then not shortly after it, and it's kind of like I said, there's no choice. Like when something is real, you're like, oh, yeah, I guess that's what I mean. I'm gonna, you know. And there have been some tragedies in regards to some natural events. And so I was in conversation with Anna about how while the redistribution or the mass exodus is going to be kind of like happening, it isn't solely politically based, even though it will have an impact on the dynamics, the culture, the way that the country is set up. And I know that this is going to be happening in other countries as well. It's easier for me to kind of like tap into the energy of where I'm living and what's happening closer to me and my energy and my life experience. But this isn't something solely isolated for the United States. And so, but we talked about, and she was like, yeah, like, because she's really picking up on a lot of, she has been picking up on a lot of things happening prior to, like natural events. Same thing with, anyways, in an effort to never try to capitalize off of the pain that certain some individuals will go through because of this, because again, while it will be for the better and it aligns people with who or what the path they need to walk, who they need to be, when it's sudden and when it can be very traumatic, right? But I did want to highlight that because I am going to jump back into those readings of, again, it's going to be a series, the 2025 location change is what I'm calling it. And it's going to be a scramble. People are going to get scrambled up. If you were to view individuals as dots on a map, like it's all going to be like this, right? And there's going to be a massive redistribution. And to follow your gut throughout this entire process, to listen to that more than anything else, right? And so just to highlight that it won't solely be just political events or those types of societal events. There's going to be a lot of things that are happening that end up creating these location changes for individuals, this redistribution of the population and shifts and whatnot. And so that's to put a nod to the year of 2025 having a lot of these natural events, these either weather related or just natural disaster events that are going to lead to. On that, there are definitely things we are picking up in regards to, and this is just foresight. It is not to create any kind of hysteria or anything, but also feeling like some of the redistribution is going to be important for future disasters that might happen. And then, of course, also we're picking up on quakes and such that are going to be significant. And so there are things that we are talking about. I may actually check and see if this is something that she wants to, because I will pick up on something on an energetic level and she can get very specific things. She's definitely someone who gets prophetic dreams about specific events. And so I think the two of us together might actually be really wonderful. So I'll talk with her about sharing some of the things that come through for her, or if she wants to come on and do the same. But again, always you have to use your discernment, and it is to arm yourself with information rather than to fear monger. We don't do that shit. And in fact, I would almost say if your knee-jerk reaction is to go into a hysteria, or maybe that's a little dramatic, but to go into this like overwhelming sense of, then the message may not necessarily be for you. And so this is to reach people where it is more synchronistic and it is something that is validating for you. And you're like, okay, or to give you just that little piece of information ahead of time of an event where you're able to act accordingly, and feel like you're still in your power and capable of making the decisions and execute those decisions according, like as they should be done. So lots of stuff has been coming through and popping off. So I will hop back on and get those readings out, because I know that there's a lot happening in January that's going to set the tone or the pace for these location changes. Some people are going to be experiencing them very immediately, like meaning as in you come to the realization and then everything transpires within January. And again, others will start with the realization, the understanding, and then the events that transpire to lead you to the change, which may not even, the actual location change might not, January, not January, May, June, that kind of thing. So there's a wide timeline. And so this series will go on until Spirit tells me that we have gotten as many messages out as possible, reaching the individuals that it needs to. It is 10 minutes in, okay, because I just took 10 minutes to talk about that. But I do want to get specific. We are going to do a weekend read ahead, okay? Okay, hold on one second. Because I made a bomb cup of coffee, can I just say? I love it. I love that combination. The chocolate, the cinnamon, and the cayenne. It's amazing. Anyways, with my coffee, it's amazing. It is amazing. Kiss, 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 kiss to whoever created that specifically. I know, I mean, I know the general area. I just don't know the history behind it, but much love. Yummy. Okay. All right. So let me just put out the disclaimer. You are a sovereign being, and you get to determine if, how, when, where, why any of these messages might apply. Okay. So whatever you do, don't Cinderella shit to make it fit. If you got to do mental gymnastics, it's not for you. Okay. All righty. Okay, weekend ahead. Now, as a reminder, weekend ahead is the idea that we have placed a parameter on this. Most importantly, a time frame, meaning something about this weekend holds in either there's information that Spirit wants to give you ahead of the weekend, or something that Spirit wants to clarify. This is usually events that you're not aware of. It could be something that starts this weekend. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a one and done event. It could just be the beginning of something. So whatever Spirit, but it has, we leave the parameter of this weekend. Now, in that, even though I'm talking about 2025 in the beginning of this, I do want to say that this is a timeless read. So whenever you find the reading, it's for you. Okay. If it'll apply, let's put it that way. As long as you resonate, right? Again, still use your own discernment. You are an individual, hopefully grown, because this is not for children. But yeah, so something about the weekend plays a factor in this. It could even be to the simple fact that it's like, you know what, this is going to be a quiet weekend and I want you to ponder this. There's something about it's pertinent to give you the information now. Okay, so I say that, and Starman Tarot is already reaching out to me. So we're going to go ahead and shuffle. And get to going. Nope, they said more. Okie dokie. I have a white weekend, meaning all kinds of snow outside. A lot had melted, but not every bit of it. So the roads were really great and clear. We do have the 8 of Wands, they're showing me that. And now we've got like 3 to 6 more inches coming down. Yay. Oh my God. But I feel like we're cramming our winter into 2 weeks. All right, let's get to going, Spirit. What do you have to tell us about this weekend? Fool. They said something begins, and I was like, a new start? And they're like, no, something begins. Well, well, well. Page of Pentacles. Knight of Wands, Six of Cups, and the Seven of Pentacles. Okay. Something starts, something's, okay, they want me. I feel like this one is competing with the energy of this one for the center card. If you're not aware, anytime I have a center card, that's the overall energy of the entire reading. Now, Knight of Wands is exceptionally fast-paced and fast-moving. It is someone who lacks hesitancy, who jumps at an opportunity, who is passionate about something, has like a surge of motivation and drive for something. But they're giving me breakthrough energy. The breakthrough energy does feel like it is also, I think this is a good spot for it because it feels connected to this, but also this. A Six of Cups is something that you have, something that has history. Something that has history. And it's almost as if there is something that has history. Because they're showing me the Five of Cups, meaning something that you have poured time and energy into. This also, they're showing me the Four of Cups, where it's kind of like you were ready for a change in your life. You're looking at the Three of Cups and you're like, what has been and what is available to me right now no longer draws me in. I don't feel connected to it anymore. It used to bring me joy. I used to enjoy this, but it's time for a shift. And it's when you get into that apathy where it's like, it's the same old thing, different day. And so you're ready for a change, and that proverbial cup comes from the sky, right? So Four of Cups energy, something being introduced, almost as if like Spirit is like, this will bring you something, only for you to go down that path and to end up in the Five of Cups type of energy, where which has something to do with the transition. They're saying those Three Cups that were in the Four of Cups that you were like, yeah, this is not for me anymore, those finally spill. And so all the disappointment and the things that you were experiencing that you're like, everything's going wrong, was really the energy of emptying out those cups that you had already said were no longer for you. And that could be everything from people and places and individuals to emotions and memories and, you know, that kind of stuff. All the past heartaches and pains and traumas, to environments and paradigms and such like that. Those are the Three Cups. Like it didn't resonate with you anymore. It wasn't you. And you were ready for something new, something different. And so if you notice in the Five of Cups, there's always the Two Cups that are still standing. So there's the first cup, right? The proverbial one that comes from the sky in the Four of Cups that's still standing. And then a second cup that comes in, which is, it's like the first cup is almost like the carrot, like the promise, the new desire, the new emotional investment that you followed, and then another cup comes in because once you start along that path, but you in getting rid of those Three Cups, there was a period of time of just they said anguish, and I'm like, I don't want to use drastic words like that. I mean, that very well may be what it is, but it's just it was a time of mourning, a time of releasing, a time of they are giving me word existential crisis. Like, I don't know, maybe I feel like they're being a little bit like, look, this bitch could be dramatic sometimes. I don't know. They're like, we feel like, it's just like giving like over dramatization a little bit. And I feel it's kind of like a toddler who you take something from. And it's like, oh, well, you can't have this because you said you wanted to go climb in the big jungle gym. You wanted to go down the slide, which all I did was take your little spoon that you carry around everywhere. You can't take that up there because somebody could get hurt or you might lose it. Da da da. It's one of those things. It's like, you know, and then they have the utter meltdown. Like the toddler's like, I didn't consent to this. So it's kind of giving that energy where it's like, Spirit's like, you are being a little dramatic. You know, there's the, oh, I can't, you know, and then there's the throwing yourself on the ground, kicking and screaming, crying for 2 hours. And it's like, all you're doing is robbing yourself of the time to go, what are you doing? Now, again, it's the energy of, it's not necessarily that you couldn't be upset about it or let down or, you know, but I'm going to be honest with you. There were moments that were like, good God, are you serious? And you know how it's kind of like, as a parent, you're like, I'm giving you what you wanted, but they're looking at you like you the devil. Like, I'm coming for you. You're the enemy. Because of whatever it is that you're like, okay, but you can't go up there with this. Like the rule says, there's rules right here that says you can't go into the jungle gym with this. So I'm going to hold it for you. It's going to stay over here, okay? Because it's not safe. And it's like literally giving you what you wanted. And you are like, I'm gunning for you. I'm going to get, you know. I'm not saying you said those words. I'm just saying that maybe from Spirit's perspective, they were like, Jesus, are you serious? Like, are you done yet? And that's what it reminds me of. Like when a kid is throwing a tantrum, right? And you're like, are you done? Are you good? Are you ready to go now? Okay. So they're showing me that because now is like, there's something that has history. Meaning that it's been introduced prior, but maybe you didn't get to see the beauty and the pleasure and the happiness and the joy you thought you were going to get from it because, you know, and this is sometimes why like Spirit will not introduce something before you get rid of the other shit, because what happens is that proverbial cup comes in from the sky, right? That 4 of Cups energy, and it's like, here you go, get you all excited. And then when the process of removing all the gunk, right, from you, so that you can then carry that cup into the 10 of Cups, it's like it's like an existential crisis. And then you begin to associate those two, you know, the 2 cups with that pain. So it's like sometimes Spirit's like, it's a no-win situation for me. Like I bring something in before you're 100% ready for it. And then all of a sudden, all those emotions you had get directed right at the fucking thing that's going to make you exceptionally happy because it was in close proximity to you, or it's even like an idea. Like, I really wanted this and I tried my hand at it, but, you know, life was a bit rough, you know, and a lot of shitty shit happened. And so because a lot of shitty shit happened, I focused on those 3 cups instead of using the new cup as a way to let go of those other 3 cups. I turned around and was like, bitch, are you kidding me? You see these 3 cups right here? What the fuck? And so you're holding this cup and like, you son of a bitch. You said you were going to make me happy. You lied to me. You bullshitted me. Like, this is painful. Like, and so you begin to associate, right? Let's think of Freud here, right? Like, you associate the pain to this cup. Like, I was apathetic, but I wasn't in pain before you showed up. I might have wanted to change, but I was still doing okay. And so in that, you missed that whole tantrum, the next cup coming in. And it's almost as if like Spirit's like, well, here's another one, thinking 2 cups are going to entice you to turn the fuck around and to go the other direction, right? To let that stuff go, leave it. And it's almost as if you kept recreating the spilling of those 3 cups because you were doing that whole process. And so you get to the place of finally, there is a return to joy, happiness, your outlook on something that has been previously brought into your awareness, brought into your life, that's had a presence at some point. There's some kind of history, even if it was just a dream. There was a bit of a history with it. It's not utterly new. There's a return. That's what it is. This is a return to that initial joy when something was brought to you. Okay? Okay. So it's almost as if it's like life got exciting at some point and life got enjoyable, and it was like, yes, and you were meant to use that as fuel, right? For the momentum to keep going, to make it easy to let go of those other 3 cups. Only you were like, are you fucking kidding me? And so you kind of went through, and granted, the thing is that because you wouldn't let go of those 3 cups, you know, life doesn't magically just stop having negative things occur, right? Like, it's not like, you know, and so you're standing and staring at the 3 cups that are spilled, that you said you didn't want. And then all this other shit keeps happening too. And because you're staring at the 3 cups, like, your level of anger and response to the other little things that were happening was way out of, that's where the tantrum, that way out of proportion for those things. And had you let go of those 3 cups and just had this cup, which was, I mean, you felt emotionally invested and you felt like alive and in touch with yourself, because that cup was self-love. That cup was full. Your cup was full with whatever spirit had like kind of like brought into your life as like, oh, this is the new way. This is the new trajectory. This is the direction I want to go. This really resembles me. Because, you know, those 3 cups, while they were great at some point, especially when you were operating in the energy and knowledge of carrying other people's shit and being something for other people, and, you know, building your personality around expectations that are external. You know, when you were programmed with all kinds of stuff, and so it wasn't just you, and it's like you kind of got tired of that shit, and so now you were at that cup and you're like, oh, this is gonna be amazing, but you happen to glance over and you're like, whoa, this is supposed to be so good. Like, what is going on here? And then other little things would happen. And then even if something major happened, see, the thing is, had you let go of that, these little things wouldn't have mattered you to let go of that. And so if something significant happened where it's like, oh, this is really worthy of a bit of sadness, that 1 cup they had given you would have seen you through, right? And it was never going to be just that 1 cup. They were going to bring another one in and another one in to balance things out, right? Because the 6 of Cups is, there's those 3 cups, but here's these 3 cups. I'm no longer paying attention. Like, I am good. These are the 3 cups that are, you know. And so it's kind of like, it just, something went awry a little bit. But you're coming full circle, okay? So something that has been brought in that you knew, that feels good. That's me. Yes. And it brought you joy, and it brought you more harmony within the self, and you felt more centered within yourself. You felt more like yourself. And it allowed you to feel very, like, you felt love and joy. And that spread to everything and everyone, including yourself. It was just like, it's returning. That feeling that first came with that first proverbial cup, only because of the time that has passed. There, you know, and again, the 5 of Cups, there was another cup that was brought in. So there was 2 enticing factors, but again, it was still unbalanced because those 3 cups, you know what I mean? And so it's like, it took something in you to go, okay, I know that seems like there's more spilled milk than there is potential, but you still held on to it because you're reaching this point. And so I want to say that proverbial cup that came from the sky that initially got you excited, it worked because you're still here. You still managed to push through. It was enough, even though in moments it took a long time, it was still enough to get you to this point. So there's that resurgence. And this is something, okay. Thank you. This is something that I was talking about. I think we all have these points in our life where it's like, I really thought the shit was going to go good and it just went awry. There was a year that I'm like, before the fucking pandemic, 2019 was an amazing year. It was like a glimpse at me at my best, with my best life, with my best relationship I had ever had with spirit, with all of that. It was amazing. And probably the happiest I had been in decades. And then it felt like it, you know, pandemic happened. It was just like shit was happening. I was like, wait a minute. I thought this was a trajectory. It's funny that I'm saying all this because I just mentioned that. I was just talking about that, where I feel like that's coming back around. So that is so funny. I didn't think about it when I was explaining all of this. I was like, where are you going with the Four of Cups and shit? Okay, so that being said, something is resurgence. It's breaking ground. But you are in the pleasant view of this. Like, I think this tried to come back around before, but you were still in the toddler tantrum. And they're like, are you ready yet? Are you ready yet? And there was almost like, we can re-traumatize ourselves. I don't care how much we work through shit. We can create a trauma of our own with the way in which we look at something, choose to experience it, and how we handle it. Okay? And so you're in this is somebody who's in an energy who's just ready, who's open, who's vulnerable, who I feel like something's coming back around the way that you wanted it to. So it's almost as if something never quite left, because that's the energy also of like your inner child, like, right? Because it's that childlike energy where it never really, it may have felt like it went away, but it never really did. It didn't die. It's not like a birth, so to speak, even though we do have the Page of Pentacles right here, that's pregnant with potential. This is the sense that it was never really 100% gone. It's just coming back around. And there was something where I was like, I've had a lot of readings where there's this notion of something coming full circle, whether it was like what people had said or did that lied, that kept you from something, that comes full circle, or your destined path comes back around. So I have been talking about this. On this side, we have the initiation, right? They were like, but it's not brand new, right? It's not utterly brand new. So that's why this is end capping this. This is between something gets to break ground now. So this thing that comes back full circle, this thing that it's like a return to that space when you first got that first cup. Only now, it's truly balanced out. It's not just a carrot to get you to go down a path or to be interested in pivoting in your life, but it is true. It's another Three of Cups, right? That comes in, that makes it the Six of Cups. It is a new life to invest in, and to cultivate and reap joy from. This is the idea of it manifesting in your life. It takes seed, takes root, and sprouts. So there's a coming into the reality. It's no longer the carrot, the idea, the notion, let me follow this. Ooh, this is great. You know, I want to invest in it. It is birthed into your reality. It takes root. So this thing gets like this, whatever you experienced when that proverbial cup came from the sky and Spirit's like, here, what about this? And you're like, yes, that yes is coming back. It's coming back and it's showing up in your life, much like it used to and you feel like it kind of got taken from you. The Knight of Wands is the uninhibited choice to go after this, to say yes, right? Again, he doesn't hesitate. There is sometimes he gets a bad rep because it's like not a lot of thought process behind it, but this is second time around. You know what the fuck you're getting into. You know you truly want and desire this. This is the immediacy of which something shows up and you're like, abso-fucking-lutely. Yes. So, and this is the idea of them focusing on how you're going to respond this time. Right? I don't think there's any cups that could be spilled over here that would deter you. Like, I think this time you're like, my precious, and you go for it, okay? You ain't turning around to look at the neck. You spent so fucking long. You're like, I'm going to the jungle gym. Fuck that spoon. I don't want it. You can keep it, Mom, okay? Whoosh. Like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. It's almost as if, like, Spirit had to, like when the toddler was throwing the fit because it couldn't take the spoon into the jungle gym, spent so long doing that then, Mom had to take the child home. Second trip to this indoor play place, to the jungle gym. Do you think that child is going to be like, I'm going to do it all over? I mean, some people do. Sometimes we do. But this time, this toddler's like, last time I pulled that shit, worst experience of my life. Absolute headache. Didn't get to enjoy shit. Didn't even get to do it. You know what? Take the spoon, Mommy. Like, it's like you walk into the jungle gym and the baby, and you're just like, here you go, Spirit. You can have it. Peace out, homestead it. And up to the jungle gym. This is the second time around. You're done. You're going. There is no staring at those damn, I don't care what cup spilled. I don't see them. Peace out. Like, it is, because this time, Spirit was not going to be dumb enough to give it to you before you were completely done with something. Okay? Spirit tried that and watched what ensued. So if you feel like some shit took a little extra longer, you're like, what the fuck? Because Spirit was like, bitch, we tried that. It didn't work. We know better with you. And while you were like ready to throw fists at Spirit or whatever else, you're like, why is life looking like this? It worked because you still held on to it. It was still enough. And it's like, Spirit's like, see, yeah, we learned our lesson. Okay. We tried that way. We tried your way. We tried to give it to you before you were ready. And all you could focus on. So they knew better. So if something feels like it took a little bit longer, they're like, we're not letting you take anything. Like, you're going to be so over and done. And they're bringing me to the picture of the Five of Cups. And, which deck is it? It's the Sun Knight Tarot. Where not only did she set the 3 cups that had spilled up, like, she was so done. She cleaned up. She put them up. She was like, you know what? She processed beyond processing. Like, she was all, like, good and ready and grabbed the 2 cups and was like, okay. And was patient and waiting. And that's what had to happen. So if there was something that was elongated, it's because Spirit was like, I tried. And that it wasn't enough to sustain you through any of the changes that you need to go through. In fact, all it did was taint the cup. And you looked at that cup like, you fucking lying piece of shit. You know what I mean? And so, yeah. So Spirit didn't do it again. Spirit's like, yeah, we're going to make sure you're ready. And it's working this time. You're not a bit. You're not looking back. You're not, wait. I mean, you do have, this is the idea of the Fool, right? The Fool goes through the entire major arcana. Well, through the entire deck, really. It's all of its journey. And it reaches the world only to start back over again, but not from an uninformed, discerning place. This time, in taking the leap of faith, you get it. You know. Ain't your first jungle gym. Ain't your first time. You know exactly what to do, and so you do it, okay? And so there's a more wizened, discerning place where it's like, ain't nothing gonna stop me from having my joy. And the 6 of Cups is the epitome of that. I'm gonna fucking enjoy this. Watch me. Watch me. And it's like inner child comes out. So I want to know about this because it's obviously something's initiating, and I am, what does this initiation look like, Spirit? Okay, hold on. So good. Oh my God. Where do we want to go? Okay, it's over here. I feel it. Don't be meek. Shout your energy out. Sun Night Tarot. Okay. Should have known. It was kind of like, I think Secret Tarot was kind of like, me too. But I'm like, shout it out. And the one that shouted was the Sun Night Tarot. And I'm like, you, of course, should have known. Look at that. All right. So I want to know about the two energies I want to know about. The three. We're going to talk about these, right? We understand the Knight of Wands. And I have all fucking faith in you at this point. That this is exactly how you're going to respond. A zero hesitation. You're going to enter into this with the utmost excitement and fervor and a lack of inhibition, okay? We still pull something on that. I want to know about these two. Like, what is this initiation and how does it show up within your material world? Like, what grows from the seed? Because there are a lot of seeds that were planted. I told you were on your journey to the Ten of Cups. I told you. I just saw the Six of Cups. Everything keeps being cups. Everything I see. You did the Eight of Cups. You did the damn thing. You walked away from that shit. And yeah, that's why it took a little bit longer. Spirit's like, I'm not bringing this shit back in until you are done. It's like the mom that had to take the toddler, you know, they had to leave because there was no, you know, and then it's like, you know, there was like, let's go get a Happy Meal. Spirit had to give you some Happy Meal. Okay. Because good God. And before coming this time, before getting to this place, it's almost like there was a bit of preparatory work, right? Like, let me remind you, when we get there, you know, you can't have the spoon, right? And it's like, I fucking know, okay? Don't make me throw a tantrum. I get it. I get it. And then in the car, it's like, well, where do you want to leave the spoon? Do you want to leave it in here, or do you want mommy to have it in her purse? And you're like, I know, right? And then mommy's like, let's go get you your Happy Meal ahead of time. Let's, you know, it's kind of like when your hormones are going crazy and it's like, you know, let's make sure you're fed and happy, okay? Because it kind of makes the transition a little bit better, right? You know what I mean? You know? And so, like, there was a lot of prep work. Just saying. A lot of, like, laying the groundwork for this also. Are you serious? That came out in such a way. I'm just gonna, tell me about the Fool, the Sacred Clown. Seven of Wands. Justice, bitch, I told you. And the Three of Cups, your new Three of Cups. And it's kind of like, that's weird. It's like you got rid of the other Three of Cups. You got new Three of Cups. That's the Six of Cups, bitch. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Okay. Seven of Wands is, it is the loving of the self to protect the self from, you know what I mean? There was something about that, about the knowing your worth, knowing your value, knowing what you truly want, right? Because why would you have held on to the other Three Cups, which was filled with the programming of other people? I mean, that proverbial cup that came in was the one that you're like, oh, I feel most aligned with this. This is most me. It gives me the most joy. Oh my God. But you held on a little time. Things didn't go the way you thought it was going to. And it's like, is that really the Seven of Wands energy? Is that the epitome of self-worth, self-love, self-respect, confidence, Boundaries, standing in your power. Like, is that, I mean, it's up to debate. It's up to debate. Okay. But yeah, I deserve the joy. I want the joy. I'm only going for that which reflects me. This is a level of self-awareness and self-respect that you would never fucking think of holding on to something that's not for you anymore. It's not even a thing now. And I value myself enough to let myself to enjoy. Like that one cup, the idea, the thing that awakened your self-love, that awakened your joy, that like if the cup was your only focus, you would have been able to pay attention when the second cup came in. You were too busy turned around looking at the three cups, and then you were like, oh, that would have been momentum. That would have been encouragement. That would have been, you're like, yes, like I'm on the right path. It would have been enough. You know better this time. But the thing is, you don't have to go through it like that again. One, because you behave like the Knight of Wands. Like, mine, bitch. Thank you. No hesitation. Because you know that when this thing grows, the joy that it has for you and how futile and useless it is to focus on things that never had it for you. You're like, and then you may have had to mourn for some time. The fact and the idea the first time around when it showed up, like, you mean that really wasn't for me? And I was dumb enough to fucking believe that it was for me? Why? And it's kind of like, it's okay. You shouldn't be judging yourself. Maybe that's what made you hold on. You was judging yourself too much. There's shame wrapped up in it. That's not Seven of Wands of you. That's not, I love myself enough. I know better than that. I am worthy of this. Like, where's the fucking compassion? So now that you are in the Seven of Wands, like when I just tell you that is sexy, justice can come in. The balancing of everything can come in. 3 and 3. 3 cups, 3 cups. So the 3 cups that will almost wipe out the 3 that were spilled. It utterly replaces everything. It is the joy, the happiness, the aliveness, right? That's you fully back online. That is the social networks that, like, it's all coming in. It's all coming in. It is here. It is being able to enjoy life and enjoy the little pleasures and feel the luxury of being you in all of those moments. When you have to approach something from a very tailored, programmed lens and paradigm, you don't get to fully experience anything. This is, oh my gosh, this is amazing. So you get your new 3 cups for the ones that got taken away. This is the balancing. Okay. It's the balancing of what you had to go through. It is the life you deserve for still being here, for sticking through that. Tantrums and all. There's the 7 of Pentacles again. So this initiation is the breakthrough. King of Swords. 7 of Pentacles, King of Swords. So this is why we get to the 6 of Cups. You had the 2 cups. Life is still not yet balanced. But it's enough to like, you're ready for the 3rd cup. You're ready for it. Because you're holding your 2 cups in anticipation. This is the deck that I said it was in. And I'll find it for you. You're like, nope, I'm ready. You have put those other bullshit up on the wall. You've stood them up straight. You've come to terms. You've let go, and you're sitting there with your 2 cups waiting for this one to come in. The love you have for yourself, 7 of Wands. Because I hear never again. Never again. We have the Emperor, 4 of Wands, 3 of Pentacles. I can tell you, you won't ever let any persons in your life that you can't build with a foundation of you being you and the love of yourself. That's very much true. Those people will not have space in your life. Again, much of what was ripped from you were people, individuals, things, and places that only liked you because you reflected what they could either manipulate you into, program you into, subservient you into. Like there was just this, you met their expectations instead of just being yourself. But this is also the idea of this being a major milestone where you can actually build, and like you can really build from this point. That's what the 3 of Pentacles is. 4 of Wands giving me this. This is a major milestone. It is, and you've been they've been like kneading you like clay to prepare you to be, you know what I'm saying? That's what Spirit's been doing. Remember that preparational work, almost like preparing you for this. Even though you're like, I get it, I'm ready, would you stop? Because you're supposed to rule over your empire. This empire was supposed to be created and be born of you, your most authentic, original, vulnerable, loving self. Not the figure that was created by your environment and the people and your experiences, but you. Now I'm over here going, is the King of Swords, I mean, the King of Swords is giving me major energy of this. This is, you're in the place to not just decide intellectually, like in your mind. And I think before that was a place, like when you're still attached to those 3 cups, you're like, I'm ready. And you can intellectually know what to do, but your ability to do it, your ability to decide and act accordingly, that level of decisiveness and follow through and precision wasn't exactly there. It is now. So this initiation, this breakthrough can happen because you're in this space. But what is it? So let's talk about the Page of Pentacles. We're going to go with the Secret Tarot. How does that show up in this? Like, what does this initiation look like within their life? Like on a more, let's ingrained understanding of it. Well, like a rooted in this reality. Let's do that. 4 of Pentacles. Anything that has a good foundation can't be taken away. This 5 of Pentacles really talks about something that is missing, something that feels like it is it is lacking in your life. And both the Four of Pentacles and the Four of Wands really talk about stability, security. So it shows up as stability and security. A strong foundation from which you can build from. Four of Pentacles can talk about investing. You know, it's always considered like the money to spend right now, because usually there's a pentacle that they're holding on to in front of them. You know, this is like the nest egg. And this is anything above the head is like the investments, like the potential for the future. And so that's where the investing comes from. So it's kind of like there may be some type of financial monetary beginning. But the Four of Wands is security with, like, it's considered the four pillars of a home, right? That you can now build from. Like, I can't seem to get it, like, secure. Like, tell me more about this in the sense of what it looks like within their 3D reality. Let's talk about some examples here. How does this show up, and what's it got to do with this weekend? Well, it definitely shows you, again, it's a Seven of Pentacles energy. I know where to direct my energy, right? Seven of Pentacles is the idea of seeds have been planted for quite some time. Nothing has sprouted. So I don't really have something to invest in because it's still missing. So if something shows up in your life, I don't have anything to, I can't direct my energy. I can't pour my energy, my love, my time, any of that into something because I don't know which one of these seeds is going to pop off. I don't have a clue when or where. So I'm waiting for that proverbial breakthrough. It is the breakthrough that then allows you to invest and then to build as a result. That is also the idea of this is explaining this. They were clarifying. That's where I got. I was like, oh, okay. Because the King of Cups, he holds his cup. Like, let me tell you, people don't really know, like, he doesn't spill his water and he doesn't spill anything from the contents of his cup unless he knows that it's worth it. Like, he's real discerning, and you may have been trying all kinds of shit to make something work before, because remember, this is something coming back again. And you're just more discerning about where you put that. So you're like, I'm not even going to overextend myself or do anything like that until I know where. There was this confusion of, where do I put my cup? What is worth pouring my cup into? And there's this withholding until this moment happens. Like, I'm not gonna go full in until, you know what I mean? And again, the breakthrough is the idea of finally, is what I'm hearing. It finally happens. So whatever this thing is, that cup that came in that made you feel like, yes, I'm me again, that's exactly where I want to put my energy, something with that, because it comes back around, not just the emotions and the energy, but it shows up in your reality. It comes back in and it roots itself. Like, there's almost like something happens that you know it has staying power now. It's justice. For all that was put in, there's a victory. And they say rising star. So like this energy of, it is a wish fulfillment. It is victory in regards to something that, I don't know why they use it. You may have bastardized at some point. Why they use that, I'm not sure. I mean, yes and no, I get it. But it is finally, you've kept going on this path. And it's, you know, reaching, you follow the North Star home. There's some kind of success that happens. Nine of Pentacles is the epitome of, it has staying power. It's solid. It's secure. We've talked about that. It's incoming to you. This very well could be an offer of some sorts. Like we did talk about the having the right foundation for this time, being in the right space to be able to do it this time, because the Knight of Pentacles is trustworthy. They follow through. It's like you could bet money and win big if this is the motherfucker that shows up. Okay, it's honesty. It's the truth. It's integral. So give me some indication of what this is going to look like in someone's reality, though. I know everybody's somewhere different. The two cards of having courage, believing in yourself, not giving up, and protecting something that you've created. Defending your beliefs and decisions, standing your ground in all of that, and knowing that this isn't a battle you don't have to fight to prove yourself to anybody or anything in regards to this. This is it is the epitome of confidence. How does that play out with the Page of Pentacles? Tell me about the Page of... Sorry. There is an energy of like successful self-employment. So that's definitely for somebody. Somebody may be experiencing some kind of kickoff in regards to their something that they have attempted on multiple times. This could even be like solidifying, that's exactly what I want to do. Yes. And going for it. No hesitation. This is very quick moving energy. So it's like there's fast forward progression with this. And there's this sense of independence, which we've talked about, getting rid of the other shit, which again, like you are just anything that could be cumbersome or prevent you or slow you down or keep you from reaching the levels that you can reach. So this Page of Pentacles is coming because you didn't give up, because you believed in yourself, you stood your ground, and you began to choose your battles wisely. Were those Three of Cups worth it? Did you really want to throw a fit over that? No. Contentment, peace, successful completion, like coming, like this is a major milestone for you. In what area? It does give off a very project type of energy, right? Or passion or purpose. Whatever shows up in your reality is the marker for the end of a difficult situation. And a marker for major change. So embrace the change is what it's telling you to do. It's definitely something, it's coming back full circle. You didn't give up on it. Once you chose it, there were I don't care what you may have went through, it's like the I can't unknow what I know now. It's a desire you couldn't get to the place of undesiring despite your best efforts, apparently. Promising business venture. Yeah, somebody here is either, it can be, it's more than just job related. This isn't just getting a job. this is a better indication of being able to turn your passion, your desire, your thing that reflects who you are, that makes you feel like you're living life as yourself. It is making it a permanent fixture within your life. It's rooting it in. It's making it a possibility. It is brimming with potential. And it begins to break ground this weekend. Something breaks ground. So you may be, somebody may actually come, you know, it's beyond the idea of it could either be money, it could be a contract, it could be some kind of partnership, but I do see like successful self-employment. So there may be a breakthrough in regards to that. It could involve a contract, but it's a promising business venture. Like it's like solidifying something within your reality and within your life to be a permanent fixture that was once an idea, a notion, a dream, a desire, something that you wanted to invest in, something that you feel is you, that allows you to operate as you. How does it show up? How is this the initiation? What does the initiation look like? Other than, again, potentially, well, they did say a breakthrough. Anything you want to give in regards to that, in addition to any clarity or additional information you want to bestow about that, about this weekend, like any suggestions, any recommendations. I feel as if they're like, no, you're in the energy you need to be in, because I made sure this fucking time you would be. Oops. Oh, okay. There will be decisions. They don't want you to get too serious about it. Take a very playful approach to it. It's choosing how you move forward. And again, paying attention to the timing of things. There's cooperation. There's no rigidity. There's balance that's being restored. There are decisions. What decision can you tell us there is? Oh yeah, coming out of fucking hermit mode, apparently. Are you serious? Seriously? There's that Page of Pentacles. Good news about financial matters, or a new area of focus. Positive resolution. Something coming in that is in alignment with you. This could highlight types of partnerships where something actually pops off. This is being the leader, taking the lead, being thrust into the leader position, making long-term plans. So whatever happens this weekend allows you to, it's the initiation though. So again, this is like a starting point, not a one and done event. There's plans to be made. Yeah, long-term plans. Three of Wands is, and it's ships coming in. Some things finally falling into place. There's a need to have focus and passion. There's a lot of motivation and ambition. Like this is the ignition of ambition. Again, the need to do research. So this, I went on a tangent at the beginning about the location changes. Whatever this is, may be the initiating factor where you go, yeah, things are going to change. Yep. I'm going to be moving. Okay. Because it talks about not procrastinating, which again is the energy of the Knight of Wands. It's like, get that fire under your ass and get to moving. Again, it can talk about a complex decision. There are decisions to be made, but I don't think the choice to go after it is the complex decision. There are, once you choose to do this, once this happens and you're like, yes, Knight of Wands, then comes some more complicated. So this may very well tie into like location changes. Like it is the thing that makes you go, yep, things are going to change. Okie dokie, I'm in that group. It doesn't mean you're moving right away, but it is the sense of, okay, there's some things that are going to happen and I'm going to have to plan, because it says do your research. This is being very two things. This is really honing in on your intuition. But they're showing me again that proverbial cup. You know how you were the first time when you grabbed it? Because the page is like the initiation of that. It's like it's a return to that feeling. It's a return to probably the clearest you ever were, the best you ever had a relationship with spirit, the most authentic that you ever were, when you were unencumbered like the Fool, when you were vulnerable and willing and excited, right? Because this, and here's the other thing, along with what's about to happen, new people could be coming into your life, right? This can be like new relationships being formed, new connections being formed. But this is also talking like when this starts, you're going to see an increase in your psychic abilities, your intuitive abilities, your connection with spirit. Again, this is bringing me back to a restored, optimal relationship with spirit, your higher self. It just is. And then the Eight of Wands. Events moving at a fast pace. Delays are going to be over. Part of it feeling like it's really quick is because you have been so delayed. But most importantly, so a lot of stuff happens at once. A lot of things will be happening at once. So, all right. I hope the message finds whoever it is meant for. I hope you all have a fantastic, wonderful day. And I will see you at the next reading.